Hello, I am Umbrenero, and welcome to another episode of Organizing a Chaotic Life. Today, I'm going to be organizing finances, and as you can see on the screen here, I have a financial organizer that I've developed that's based on a zero-based budget, which is somewhat helpful, but we'll see if it actually helps me and my husband this year. So, without further ado, let's begin by first putting in the income that we have that will be used for the month of November. So, at my job, I don't make as much as, say, my husband. So, that's why each paycheck I make roughly $450. And no, a lot of the numbers that I'm using here are not the actual number. These are rough estimations. As you can see, I've entered how much I get for my checks. And I'm not putting in the last paycheck of November because that truly is already one of our checks that helps pay for December bills. But I digress from there. As for my husband, he makes about twice as much as me in a pay period, which is why we're using $900 for his amount. But he also has a very busy side job, right, where I think he's getting near $500 for it this year. Not this year, this month. But then we have our common bills. We have our phone bill, which I think is higher this month because we just got a new phone on. We upgraded a phone on our plan, so that's a little bit higher. Then we have our electricity and natural gas. It's starting to get colder, so it's expected for that to potentially go up here soon. We have insurance on our vehicles, which required. Then we have some funner things. We have Adobe. That's what we primarily use for a lot of our editing and for me graphic making stuff, which we pay $60 a month for. Then we do have an outstanding medical bill that right now I believe we're paying $50 a month on, which isn't so bad, but they're working with us and we're paying it off little at a time. And then we have a few streaming services that we are paying for. So we have Hulu, which is the Hulu Disney Plus bundle thing. It's roughly $22. We have Paramount and Peacock, which are roughly $11 each. I have a tendency of rounding to the next dollar higher when I budget, so that way I know, hey, in case there's a 20-cent fluctuation in a price, it's covered. But we also have Amazon Prime, which is very useful, especially with the upcoming time of year. And then we also have a subscription for Microsoft programs like I am currently using. I didn't touch on this right away, but our total income for the month of November is around $3,200, which is a lot more than I thought it was. And our normal bills is around $866, which in turn is only a difference of $2,334. But that's not including one of our most important bills, which is our mortgage payment, where we pay roughly $650 a month. And then we have a couple loans. One we pay around $431 for, and the other we pay $80. Then we have a couple other debts, which are $150 and then $50 a piece, which isn't as bad, but after adding all of our debts, loans together, that brings our total expenses up to $2,227. But that's not even touching on groceries or household supplies that we need, which we really only spend $400 a month on that. For our vehicle, I would say we spend roughly $120 on gas and then any other little things for our vehicle that we need. And then my husband, he has a hobby that is roughly $150 a month. But it also gives him a break from working on the many things he does, and he deserves it. But then that leaves us with $303 as money that we still haven't fully planned out what we want to do with. And it's not a bad thing. It's just figuring out, what are we going to do with this money? It's a start to trying to organize all of our finances. I might do another episode of organizing our finances after the new year, maybe, to see if anything has changed. If there's any other bills that have come up, or if we figured out a way to actually save money, because we do have some eventual goals that we want to do that include saving money for our yearly and quarterly expenses as we're going. So maybe once I do the updated version of organizing finances, I might have categories such as our water bill, or our car registration fees, which are yearly. Our water is quarterly. But then there's two other goals that I know eventually we will be touching on, is building an emergency fund and also saving up for the holidays in advance, so that way we are not overspending in the month of November and December. But that is something that we're still figuring out, and it takes communication to figure out this stuff, and that is exactly what we're doing. I'm Umbrenero, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Organizing a Chaotic Life, Organizing Finances. Like I said earlier, this might be the first part of this series, and I might do it every other month. I'm not sure yet. We'll see where we're at in the new year. But until next time, bye!